Hi everyone, this is your organizer Sheen Variku from HackerEarth. I'm the program manager here, and today we are here to connect with the experts from NetApp, mostly to help you with the mentorship towards the problem statements that we have for the Innovathon and to solve all your queries. So before we begin, we have a small poll that we have organized, and we would like if you can all fill the poll and let us know what themes you are currently working on. If you have not submitted an idea as of now, but you're still working on the theme, then please let us know that by filling the form. Okay, now I'll be displaying the results of the poll. Okay, so we have, as of now, if you can see the poll results on your screen, we have 42% people, mostly people are working on artificial intelligence and open innovation. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so I believe there will be some queries and questions regarding these problem statements and also regarding cloud tech because I see people have doubts regarding it, and I've shared your questions received over the Google form with the NetApp experts. So now we have Vijay from NetApp who will be introducing all of us to the panelists present today, to the experts we have, and they'll be taking up your questions. So if you have any queries throughout the webinar, apart from the one submitted in the Google form, you can share it in the questions panel on your right. You can share it there, and we'll make sure that your questions are answered by the end of the webinar. And also, we have an important announcement to make as promised, which we'll be doing towards the end of the webinar. So stay tuned and you'll know about it soon. Over to you, Vijay.
Thank you, Sheen. Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet all of you people this afternoon. I know you're joining us from different parts of India. And so we really wanted to thank you for joining us, taking time to join us. And I hope, first things first, is everybody's safe at home, not stepping out. So with that, let me introduce myself. I am Vijay. I am a part of the University Relations organization. I manage the University Relations for APAC, based out of Bangalore. And it's been a long, good tenure for me with NetApp. And so that's about me. I will quickly allow the panelists to introduce themselves. But I'll call out the names, and if you can please introduce yourselves. Divya first.
Yep, thank you, Vijay. Hey everybody. Hello, this is Divya, and I'm the engineering manager with the ActiveIQ, the tools and analytics team at NetApp. Been with NetApp for more than 14 years now, so been through all the different roles of engineer, then now a manager. It's been an interesting journey in IT, and I'm excited to be here with all of you to see what the new minds and the fresh minds are getting in with the ideas. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Divya. Pawan next.
Hey everyone, this is Pawan. So I manage a team of documentation writers. Basically, we know them as technical writers. So I've been in NetApp for close to 9 years now, and I think it's great to see as part of this initiative to bring in some fresh mindsets. As Divya said, we want to know what you're thinking about and what do you think are the great ideas that you want to bring to the plate. Thank you.
Thank you, Pawan. Satish, if you can go next, please.
Yeah. Hi. I am Satish Krishnamurthy. I've been with NetApp for close to 9.5 years, and I work as an engineering program manager here. And it's really good to see. It's a great opportunity for all the bright minds to nurture the innovation quotient, and good to see that there are a lot of participants here for this program.
Thank you, Satish. Nibu, if you can go next, please.
Hey, hi, good afternoon. My name is Nibu, and I'm a senior engineer with NetApp. I work in a team developing artificial intelligence and data analytics. Good to see a good number of people turning up and innovating. So yeah, so let's see what's there.
Thank you, Nibu. Shweta, if you can go next, please.
Sure. Hello, everybody. My name is Shweta. I'm a part of the University Relations team at NetApp. We work towards hiring graduates and interns across India and APAC. Very happy to see you all guys here, part of this program and the meeting today. And of course, I think, participating in this program itself, says that you've taken the first step towards, learning and innovative. So congratulations on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta. Punacha? Punacha, I think you're on mute. Okay, while Punacha gets online, we'll have Shivangi introduce herself.
Hello everyone, I am Shivangi. I'm part of the University Relations team. I work with Vijay and Shweta in managing university programs and diversity hiring also. This is one of our programs where we are looking for people who can innovate and who have the passion to bring something new and deliver something new in the world. And we have seen great registrations. We are really proud that you people have some really interesting ideas which you want to share with us. And we are looking forward to seeing those ideas. Thank you.
Thank
Hi,
you.
Vijay. I'm really sorry. Yes, I was finding it's difficult. Hi guys, this is Punacha. I'm a part of the University Relations team in NetApp as well. So welcome everyone who's a part of this, and also letting you know that this is the pilot program that we have done for the first time at NetApp, and I'm hoping everyone give their best and participate wholeheartedly. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. I hope I've not missed anyone from the panel. Yeah, I think we're good. Thank you. Like some of us say, you must have heard that many of us are long-term tenured at NetApp, which also says something about the organization. And so what we'll do is quickly talk through about the organization. Won't take too much time, maybe 5 minutes or even lesser. Quickly run through what we are, as I know some of you may not know what NetApp is, what does NetApp do. We'll talk through that, and then we'll also quickly talk about NetApp women in Avatan, and then take some questions, and happy to address them and take you through the entire process of how this whole program is going to roll up in the next couple of months. So with that, let me quickly introduce NetApp to you. Sheen, if you can move to the next slide, please. Right. Yes. So the world is changing fundamentally in a larger sense, especially with data. If you look at how things have changed over a period of time, I know most of you are young minds, and if you ask us, especially the ones who are in the panel who are 10 years experienced people with slightly grays on our hairs, we can tell you that things have really changed from a lot of in a lot of ways, right? The Facebooks of the world, the Twitters of the world, the Instagrams, and the different ways of communication, the different ways of sharing thoughts and ideas has really changed. And so today it's all about data. And so you see the statement, data is the new oil. And in the present scenario, oil is fallen back way behind if you look at the oil prices as of today, right? But data still is the cream of the whole economy in a larger sense. And I was reading an article today morning, which was more of a question and answer by Raghu Raman Rajan, who was our ex RBI governor. And so in that, one of the things which really caught my mind was most of it will go digital as we go forward, especially with the COVID. Online classes, online, education, work from home, and many of these will go digital. And so that's one big plus for NetApp from that point of view. And also because we are in the cloud space, cloud is going to be the next big leverage for many organizations around the world. So we as an organization, we play in this space. We play in data in this place of data and cloud. And that's what we are as an organization. So if you look at us as an organization, we are a $6.1 billion company with 10,000 employees around the world. We're having around 110 offices across the world. In fact, Gartner rates us one of the top players in this space, especially with primary storage and cloud as our core business. Now, so that's about us. Because of the time, I won't really go deeper into it. Just a high level. You have all the time to go through our website. There's so much of data in the public domain about NetApp. Sheen, if you can jump to the next slide, please.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. So we spoke through on this, so data management is the key aspect, be it on your phones, be it on cloud, be it anywhere. And so we clearly are playing in all of these spaces. NetApp, a market leader in providing data management solutions, and then we really take pride in empowering our customers with their data. So that's the way, that's the focus of ours, right? That's the business, core business for us. Pawan, would you want to add anything here?
Thanks, Vijay. Yeah, I agree. And as the slide says, data management is the key. Everything relies on data. And I think even if we look at the recent lockdown, I think data plays a huge value in terms of how much everybody is dependent on data. And a simple fact of data could be how media reports the number of cases that we have. Even that's also a data point. And I think the health industries have made huge progress keeping data in mind and the way how they use data to actually do the research. And if you've been reading articles in terms of how a vaccination is going to be created, data plays a big role. So in that way, I think NetApp, as we see in the slide here, is the market leader. And again, it'll be difficult if we get into details of which products actually help customers deal with data. I think Nibu or Divya might be the best person to probably talk about it.
Sure. Divya, you want to add anything?
Yeah, so I think Pawan covered it all. Actually, I was just remembering one incident where our team actually participated in, helping the healthcare system in this COVID situation, right? So the analytics tool, the Active IQ, which is basically based on the telemetry data that comes in and does a lot of analytics over it, and applying the rules and intelligence over it, we were able to target the healthcare domain and help them in this situation, the crisis situation, to make sure that their infrastructure is up and running and they don't have to take care of the backends. It's they can concentrate on what they are best in. So that's how the data we use. So that's the power of data. Nibu, would you like to add something more?
Yeah, well said, Divya. So if you look at how industry evolves or any new innovation happens or anything that happens out of the blue, you need data, and that is the key factor. May it be innovation of drugs, may it be innovation of any kind of new technology that comes in. You need data onto how it has to happen or what has to happen and where it will be happening. And that's pretty much what we do, and that's pretty much with what our data looks like and the analytics that we do.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So with that, I leave that there because if we want to dwell in, then we go deeper and we'll spend the entire hour on that. So let me quickly jump into the next slide. Satish, go ahead.
Yeah. So just to add to what all of them said, we spoke about the healthcare, but our major customers here are the BFSI, banking and financial sector. So most of our well-known banks in India, government nationalized banks, and well-known private banks are all our customers. So their backend runs on NetApp.
That's a good point. More realistic. All your money is there. So we manage the back end of banks. So you know what we do. Okay. Let's quickly jump to the next slide, Sheen. Yeah. So these are the four themes. Anyway, you voted on it. So these are the four themes where we were looking at this innovathon and so I don't want to dwell too much on this, but largely, we've seen many takers for data management and artificial intelligence. Open innovation and artificial intelligence. Of course, there's data management security as well. But then we also play a big role in the cloud space. So, I'm sure, there will be some ideas coming in through from the cloud as well. So, next slide, please. So this is how the program flow is. So we're looking at considering, how the whole flow is going to be like. Now we started on the 23rd of March, so registration started to flow in. We have close to 1,000+ registrations, and we will look at evaluating your ideas, and then there will be two levels of evaluation. HackerEarth as well as NetApp will do evaluation of your ideas, and then we will start picking the top ideas to whom we want to mentor and bring those ideas to prototype. And this is how the timelines look like. And surely, we will, handhold you going through the entire process for the ones who have been chosen for this entire life cycle. Yeah. Shivangi, anything you want to add here?
No, Vijay, I think so.
Very good. Okay. Yeah, I think this is fairly self-explanatory. And anyway, if you have questions, we can surely answer those as we go forward. Next slide, please. Yeah, so we sort of gone through it. There is one last announcement which we want to surely make, which is going to be the extended timeline for you all to look at submitting ideas. We'll talk through that as we finish. What we'll do is now straight away jump into questions. And if there are any questions, we're happy to take them. And then we'll finally close with this extended time deadline we're looking at. Sheen, we can go ahead with the questions. Yes. Is there any questions on the
questions? Yes, we've shared the questions in the chat section, and I have assigned some to you. You can have a look at them and you can answer it along the webinar.
Can we submit video as a demo for the project? I guess so, you can. Pawan, Satish, what do you say?
Yeah, I think it should be possible because I think if the demo is pretty much covering what is the idea or what is the project that you're working on, and what is the problem that you're planning to solve with your idea. I think if the video covers that, it should be good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Satish, any thoughts?
Yeah, submitting video will always help. That will give a clearer picture as to what is the outcome of their project. So
Sure.
I go with Pavan, and it's a good idea.
Okay. Okay. I skipped one important earlier question. What kind of ideas are expected under Open Innovation theme? Somebody by name Sneha Rao who's posted that. Any takers on this question? Nibu, Divya?
So as the term is like an open innovation, there is particularly no boundary onto what the innovation is. But yeah, definitely we would look like that it's going to align to some portion of the other thing. So when we say it is an open innovation, yeah, it has to be aligned. No, it is not being aligned to the other portions, but yeah, it is something to do with either data, doing something innovative with the data, deriving some value out of data, or like developing something which is related to the engineering activities, helping the engineering activities, or helping this crisis situation through which we are going through, like the COVID-19. Some kind of innovation around with the data that you could help, either the just an example, like help the health workers and the doctors or the nurses to come around with a decision on some kind of pattern and things like that. So as the name itself is like, it's like an open-ended innovation theme wherein you could submit ideas which could be somewhat tied to what the other three pillars are and things like
that. Right. Divya?
No, I think Nibu covered it well for this question.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Let's go to the next one. What exactly is expected from the themed cloud tech? How can we align it with the NetApp business functionalities? Pawan, you want to take this?
Yeah, I think if you look at the cloud theme, right, it is the technology itself is too vast, and if you look at the different possibilities, there are numerous possibilities, especially with respect to cloud technology. Now, one example could be in terms of how you back up your data. Just like if you have an Android OS or an iOS, in terms of how your data gets backed up. Basically, all of your photos or videos, they get backed up to cloud. So that's a very basic example. So the cloud theme can include a lot of other technology areas, but again, you should probably think about data. Data is what is key, and how would you use something like AWS to manage your data? Is it more like if you're looking at using your cloud platform to do more of compute rather than just storage? So there are just different options to it.
Thank you, Pawan. Okay, there's another question on, I'm curious to know about work culture at NetApp. Can we get a placement opportunity through this Innovathon? Of course, you can get a placement opportunity. Work culture, so we can talk a lot about work culture. I would also recommend you to do some bit of Google search on it. We for the last 12 years been rated as among the top 10 best employers globally. Only in the recent past we've sort of stopped participating. It's been like a year. We stopped participating in this sort of survey, but work culture surely top notch. We really respect people. We go by the values. We don't stick it on the walls. and not do it, but we really follow the values which we have. And so I can talk for a long time on this, but I would surely recommend you to do some bit of search for yourself, and even talk to some of your friends. Divya, you want to add something? I see you smile on that question, so you can add some points on that.
Well, I since I've been a long timer at NetApp, NetApp has supported me in all my, I would say personal phases, right? I mean, every individual goes through personal phases, right? And I have definitely seen NetApp support me through that, if that helps. Uh, the work from home flexibility and many, many more. The list is endless. I guess, Vijay, we can spend next 1 hour talking about it.
Yeah, true. And especially, when it comes to being a lady,
just to add to what,
go ahead.
Just to add to what Divya and Vijay said, we have a lot of YouTube videos. You probably can just go there and search for Apna campus. You'll know how our campus is, a new campus here. You'll get pretty much all your answers if you watch YouTube videos. There are a couple of them there.
Yeah, and we also have some videos from interns, right? Being uploaded there, right? Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So let me go back to that question. Which college are you from? If I can get to know which college you're from, I can even guide you to some of our alumni who can give you first-hand information. If that could even give you a better picture about our culture. Amruta has asked this question about how do you score us on our ideas? Any takers for this? There is, in my opinion, there's no like a score per se. It's more on the idea itself, and also how innovative the idea is, how new the idea is, how different the idea is, and also the approach you take. That would be the way we will really look at evaluating. Divya and Pawan, if you can add any thoughts on this question.
Yeah, I think as you said, Vijay, we are not intending to add a score to an idea, and it's basically focused on what is it that you're bringing to the table in terms of what is the idea, what is your thought process, what is the problem that you want to solve, how are you innovating. Basically, these are the kind of questions that the panel would probably look at to decide whether your idea is something which should be nurtured and taken forward. Divya?
Yeah, sure. So probably a few things that come to my mind is, the how innovative the idea is, right?
Yeah, I think maybe Nibu, you could probably add.
Yeah. So this is not like an a yes or no answer that we could like scale saying it's like zeros and ones. So for all answers that matched yes, we could say one and things like that. So we would look at a broader aspects and broader merit kind of when it comes to scoring. Just like Pawan said, it would be revolving around factors like what is the innovation about, how much of impact does it bring in, what are the ideas that you try to solve. It could be a very small problem also, but you tried it, you solved it in a very innovative way that could get you brownie. So if you look at it, we're going to look at a holistic way onto it. Not you can't say that it's only one parameter or two parameters that judge the idea.
Thanks, Nibu. Divya, we lost you. You please go ahead. You wanted to add something.
Sure. I think Nibu did cover some part of it. I just repeat what I said. For me, what would be is that, like Nibu said, what is the impact the solution is going to make? So if the person can define the problem and the solution, the impact, the solution which gets the impact, right? So that's something would be important for me. And of course, the way how efficiently it is being implemented, the technology used, if there were more more efficient ways to implement the same thing. That would be another perspective to it.
Yeah. Thanks. Nibu, this question, I think it'd be perfect for you to answer. What kind of ideas are you expecting under AI?
Yeah, so artificial intelligence is something that is like quite new and quite being talked about all the way, wherein you are talking about maybe neural networks or maybe any kind of technologies that you're going to use on artificial intelligence. So when we say artificial intelligence, we are looking at moreover not plain machine learning. When we talk about it, it has to have a guided kind of an intelligence to it. So say just like a typical problem of AI, wherein you're trying a neural network to find out what particular solution you're going to go or which particular route you're going to take out of these 10 roads that you've given. So we're looking at much more, a bit more structured idea when it comes to AI. That doesn't mean that the ML is out of the picture. So it is a combination of the ML and the AI that we look at. Did I confuse or did I clear this?
No, I think you touched the right pieces. So thanks so much. Satish, I would like you to answer this question. How in depth must we go regarding our plan for implementation of our ideas for this first round, just on the presentation of ideas?
Yep. So, presenting the idea with the shortest amount of information, that is time, that is what is how you can pitch with the minimum time that is available on a single slide. How easily can you present and convey the intended outcome of your idea? That is what. So you don't have to actually go into the depth to present your idea, but a single slide should be able to cover everything. As to how easy and how fast you can pitch is what that's the kind of capability that you should bring in. I'm not for a very detailed, like a 10-page report kind of an implementation. I think that doesn't serve purpose. A shorter one would really help.
Sure. Pawan, you want to add something there?
If we can add.
Yep, I think as Satish said, right, it's all about how you're actually selling your idea in terms of how you're going to convey it. I think that's where the simplicity aspect comes into picture, where how in a very simple manner you can actually convey idea rather than actually getting into a lot of details. Because I see another question down below which talks about, if I can take that question also, where it says, will submitting a video be an added advantage to a solution? See, I think one thing we should probably think about is video is good, but doesn't mean that everybody have to do a video to actually submit their demo or their idea. It's basically what you feel is the best medium through which you can actually convey your idea. It need not be a video, it could be a single slide. Just like Satish said, you put all the required points in a slide and say, here's my idea and this is what I want. That's how I would look at it.
Sure. Thanks, Satish. Thanks, Pawan. The next question is, how long will the internship be for the winners? Now, there are two answers to this. One is, it's not necessary only winners get to do internship. Even the others who have been submitting ideas, we find them good. For whatever reasons, your idea is not selected, but still we are open to having you intern with us. We are open on that front. One. Second is, internship duration, it depends on what your college or university allows you to intern with, but we prefer a full-time dedicated internship rather than an extended off the hook sort of internship. However, considering the scenario right now, we are surely looking at a virtual internship. So to answer your question, how long? it depends on how what your college permits you. Next question: what would be some domains under artificial intelligence? I think this is something which Nibu already answered. Nibu, if do you want to add anything to this?
No, I don't think we are looking at a domain specific thing. It could be out of the domain. It could relate to the domain, which is data. It is an open thing.
Sure. There's one question which is like, I have more clarity. Okay, good. Thanks for that comment. Next is video. I think Pawan, you answered that question. It was the last one about the video. Shane, any more other questions? Email to us. Anything which we have not covered through these questions?
So yeah, there is one question that we had received through Google Forms. It will be great if we can address that as well. So the question is, what are the experiences that we get that we can use to build the qualities and strength within oneself? I think this is a question for the leadership team to like just address, not exactly about the Innovathon per se, but yeah, it's just about how the qualities and strengths one can build in their life in general. I guess that's the question.
I can add few things. Then we can have everybody from the panel to really add to that. I'd rather have Divya go first, and then I'll speak through at the last. If Divya, if you can add some, especially more from a women perspective, how will you look at that particular answer?
Yeah, I was just recollecting my thoughts, Vijay. So I would say, I mean, from a career perspective, what I have learned is keep trying new things, right? Always try to be outside your comfort zone. Yeah, so that has helped me over a long time, right? So that's one thing. Always try to be outside your comfort zone, even though it's okay. You may succeed, you may fail, but that's okay. You learned. The end result is something that you learned, right? So that's one thing I would say. The second thing I would say is ask, right? Many a times we do not ask for opportunities. So be courageous and ask for opportunities wherever possible. And yeah, let me summarize with these two. Yep.
Thank you, Divya, for your answer. Vijay, is there something you want to add? We have one more question lined up.
Sorry. Pawan, you want to add anything there?
Yeah, definitely agree with what Divya said, and maybe there are two more points I could probably add. One is I think there's this concept about growth mindset versus fixed mindset. That's something which I would recommend you all to. I think even if you Google about it, there's a lot that you can find out. That's one way of seeing how it's going to impact both professionally as well as personally. The other aspect that I would say is with Divya hinted about is about not being too worried about failing. See, the thought process of ideas is fail fast so that you actually know where you're heading. So that's what I would recommend.
Sure. Satish?
Yep. So just I agree to what Divya and Pawan said. So be a learner throughout, in the sense, only when you feel that you want to learn more, will you be able to achieve. You can never be, as we say that knowledge is not something which is complete. It's always a learning curve. So keep reading, keep trying to upskill yourself, and also learn about the new entrants, the new emerging technologies, and I'm talking from the technical point of view. Keep learning, and whenever new things come up.
Yeah, just want to add a few of my thoughts. I completely agree with this whole aspect of ask, and generally by
I think
by nature we are not people.
Viewpoint.
Sorry. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes,
I think we lost you in between. Looks like.
No. Yeah. So I think the internet was a little slow today, but yeah. So I hope I conveyed my point here already. Upskill yourself and be at par with the newest technologies coming in.
Sure. Yeah. Just to add a couple of points, ask surely is something which we all should really worry about, because in India, I mean, generally by default we don't ask questions. So I think we need to be asking questions, and at least the newer generation is surely very clear to ask questions. The other thing which I want to add also is this whole thing about how can I do things differently and simpler. Keep it simple, keep it different, right? How can I differentiate? So that's something which you can always keep on your mind. One last question we take, just at the fag end of our time. Last question we take, and then if there are any more other questions, surely you can put it on the forms, and we are happy to answer them. We'll send them by email back to you. Sheen, you said you had one question.
Yeah, there's just one last question. Somebody has asked, I have not created a prototype for my idea, but I have submitted the PPT. Will I lose marks for not submitting a prototype?
No, this is not the time for submitting prototypes. It's just more of submitting ideas. We will help you get through the whole process of bringing from your idea to the prototype. We'll guide you through, we'll mentor you. And of course, that's what this whole program is all about. So yeah, you won't lose any marks for sure.
Great. That's good.
Okay.
So I think we are done with all the questions, and we see comments saying that it was a good session. Thanks for the clarity. And so okay, now moving on to the next part of it. Before we give the announcement, we have the second poll and the final poll. I am launching that poll, and I want all the attendees to select the option that most suits them. Okay, I'm closing the poll now, and here are the results. So the question was, will you be able to submit your idea by the planned deadline, which is tomorrow? And we see 60% of them have submitted, which is a good thing that they have. But we also see there are almost 40% of them who think that they need a few more days time for this. So I think this is a good enough sign, and we can have the announcement now, Vijay.
Sure. Yeah. So one thing I want to add here is, now having gone through this webinar, maybe you've already submitted some idea, but you want to make some edits on that. We are open on that. You can still go back and make some edits. Sheen, that's possible, right, on the system?
Yes, totally. They can make edits to the submitted ideas.
Right. So you can do that. And for the 40% who needed more time, we are extending this till 27th of April. So 27th of April will be the extended deadline. So that's the one we wanted to quickly share with you before we call it a day for this webinar. Okay. So I want to thank everybody for participating, especially the attendees. Each and one of you, thank you so much for taking time and being part of this. I also want to thank Divya, Pawan, Satish, and Nibu being available for this, taking your time, and also my team, Shivangi, Shweta, and Punacha as well. Thank you so much, everybody. And a special thanks to Sheen, the HackerEarth team, for organizing this. And like I said, if you have more questions, if there are more questions, we will be happy to address them by an email. So you can get your questions answered. So feel free to reach out to us. Yes. I think by now, unless we have any other last questions, we are happy to call it a day.
Yeah, all the best, everybody.
All the best. Keep innovating.
Yep. All the best. Stay safe, everyone.
All the best.
Thank you so much to all the NetApp experts for taking out time and connecting with all the candidates. It means a lot, and we have seen the queries, and I think now they have gotten the kind of technical push that they required, and the deadline will definitely help them. Thank you so much, Vijay. Thank you, Shivangi, and thank you everyone and all the attendees. If you have any more questions, like Vijay said, you can email them to HackerEarth and we'll route them to NetApp. Thank you so much for your time, everyone. It was a good session, and we are waiting to receive the ideas now.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Yeah.